All right, I just want to take it back a little bit, man. How did you get involved with Death Row and Suge Knight and all that?
Reggie Wright was running Death Row when I came home. Suge was gone. My homeboy Pooh Ryder, rest in peace, was at Death Row. He was at Death Row. Death Row tatted on his back, Death Row chain. Him, the realest, and Kurt Cobain, producer out of Chicago, was living in one of the condos in Tarzana. Realest was the dude selected to kind of like come behind Tupac, right? You can find him on Above the Rim soundtrack. He was under the name Taninikin back then. Kind of resembles Pac, raps like a little bit. He was gonna continue his thing. So when I came home, I had to get a homie and ride up to the row to get his check. Did that. Maybe a week later, I told him I needed to have a meeting with Reggie because I had a book I did in prison called Infiltration. And my idea was it was 12 chapters, put an artist to each chapter of the book on the CD, attach the CD to the book. You can't buy one without buying another. Dub C gave me my first meeting with that project. The homie Al Pittman from West Side set that up, who was security at the time for Exhibit. Head of security back then. All right, so I took a meet with Reggie, and Reggie was like, shit, man, let me run that by Suge. We got a few events, coming up. Come out with Ryder. So I went out with a few events with the homie, and things was happening. That's where me and Keita Rock got tight. We got in a big-ass brawl at the, we went to the Soul Train Awards. Things happened there. Shout out to Red Man, because we came in the bathroom 20 deep. He was in there, and Red Man turned around and squared off. He said, y'all gonna get me, you go get me, but I ain't going out like no punk. And we looked at this and laughed. We like, we just in here to use the bathroom. But some shit happened that night. It was a big-ass melee. That's where me and Keita Rock got tight, and that's where I was acquainted with Big Fave from Insane. Big Fave was riding with Nate Dogg and them. So, when you looking up and there's a rumble going on and y'all putting in your work, you can only acknowledge a motherfucker from the other side putting in their work. And I got to give Fave his props. He was putting in some work in there. Me and Keita Rock got tight that night. Me and it was back-to-back in the corner fighting 6, 7, 8. We was doing our thing. And I remember Keita Rock telling Reg, Reg, with it, he need to be around more. I said, Reg, I got trucking companies and real estate companies. I ain't that type of dude. When I got time permits, we can talk some business, or you can come down and show me the ropes and let me go through the office and ask the questions I feel I need to ask, cool. And that's how me and Red started bonded. Red started, he went to visit Suge all the time, and he telling Suge, it's this dude you need to meet, so on and so forth. So when Suge came home, Reg gave me a call, and that's how that happened. We talked. He came up to my crib. He liked the fact that I had my own. And I told him, look, I'm trying to get this book done or whatever it is. He was trying to get off in the movies. He said, look, bro, all the homies is homies. You a little different. You understand business. You know what I'm saying? You got some business. You doing your own thing. So, we can move together. The other homies was there for what they was there for. I don't knock them for what they was there for. I was there to handle business. But what he liked about me, if the fire came, he knew I knew how to fight the fire. So, I was fresh out the joint too. So I think Suge might have came home in 01, 02. So by the time I come home in 99, so by the time he came home, I'd already went through my rough patch and set up my business, and I was all right. I was doing all right.
You mentioned Keita Rock. So
yeah.
I remember Keita Rock name dropped him in one of his songs, the song with Nipsey, where he had the LA on his face. So that's where Game got.
But Keita Rock was the Rolling 60 that was over there at Death Row. Okay. The corrupt and all that shit, that's Keita Rock credit. Other people wasn't around. So when it come to 6-0 in that music industry, Keita Rock, S-Mac, cats like that was the motherfucker out there really Big D pushing that line. Other cats come later.
Okay. Now, eventually Suge gets out and you meet him?
Yeah.
You guys become close?
Real close.
Okay. How does, you know what I'm saying, what's that like when, you know what I'm saying, how'd you guys, you know what I'm saying, become
Real
close?
I mean, we men, you know, shit, he like Wack. I got some meets. He knew that I wanted to understand the music industry. And at the time, I didn't understand it. But he knew also that I was a gangster. So we going to meetings, guess what? He may not have to have the homies with him. Because we going to a meeting over here, and he know he got a motherfucker that if it come down to it, it's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. But all in all, I can say this. Suge taught me one super valuable thing. We never got no deals done. Suge was a little different. He could be making $10 million. If he found out you was getting paid $500,000 on the back end from the other side and you wasn't charging him, he'll walk away for the $10 million to keep you from making that $500,000. We started noticing this shit. But one thing I learned from Suge is what not to do. A lot of the shit he was doing, a lot of the pressing he was doing, you was pressing wrong people. Those very people today are in very strong positions, right? I learned not to pass up your blessings. Suge could have had distribution. He just wanted it back with the majors. Koch at the time, they did a deal, brought half his catalog, and Suge got paid 5% of all urban acts that went through Koch. So that was Jim Jones and DJ Khaled, all that shit that was going on in the earlier time. I believe Dipset might have been there. But he didn't want to go say Death Row was being distributed by Koch. If he would have done that, he would have been 5 to 10 years ahead of everybody else on the independent tip. His pride and his ego got to him. Other than that, you know, he'd teach you how to fadangle, how not to get fadangled. You know, I started to learn that have your meetings in the daytime. Don't meet in Hollywood to have a meeting at the nighttime because it's a good chance he just wants you with him. You'll never get to the meeting. So he taught me a lot of the little bullshit that the industry cats do. And, you know, I ran into a lot of people, was able to shake their hands because they felt I had Suge's ear. No, man, talk to him. It ain't got to be this way. Because there was a lot of getting pressed. That's a fact. Whole lot of them. And I was the voice of reason. Hey, look, man, you know, dude, do this. I want you to do it with him like this, do it with him like that. Let me holler at him. And he'd be like, you deal with it. And I might massage the situation, work it out. And through that, I had a friend. You know what I mean? But I never did any, we never got to any business. Death Row at that time was on its demise. They went from Death Row to Dove Row. Then they took the whole thing. Then he caught a violation that wasn't his. I saved his life from Key to Rock. I did that.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Death Row office got shot up. He started blaming Key to Rock. Key to Rock took it personal, and we went to Club Sugar one night. I'll never forget, because I got into it with Dirty Magic that night from 8-7. And no, that was another night. The G homie from Inglewood, Muggs, was working security. And when we went in, people started telling us Key to Rock outside. So I didn't think nothing of it because I didn't know what was, you know. And Suge was like, yo, go check on the Rock shit. What Rock shit? Well, people been saying, you know, we saying he shot up the office. Well, nigga, we know who shot up the office. It wasn't Rock. Rock ain't shooting no glass. So I went outside, stepped outside Club Sugar, what was at the time across the street from White Lotus, right? I see Rock cross the street. Look, he had his triangle running. From the street, when you see me cross the street, if you just paying attention to me, then you done lost. So I walk across the street at Rock. Rock, what's happening? Wack, this ain't your problem. He with me. Wack saying this, that, and other. I just heard about it. Rock, he with me. Rock look at me. I said, Rock, I'm out here by myself, homie. I see what it is, but he with me. give me the respect I would give you. He ain't have to do it. Rock's a very dangerous man when he want to be. Good guy. Love him to death, even today. Very dangerous when he want to be. He said, I tell you what, Wack, that shit stop coming out of his mouth, it's cool. If not, you can't stop it the next time. We shook on it. You do it in whistle. 6, 7 niggas came out, they got on. So, you know, me and Rock got real tight. We got real tight, real close. Even when he went to Arizona and got into his situations, he knew he could call on me. You know what I'm saying? So we got real tight. We still tight today. You know, I consider Rock a friend. He's always been solid, stand up, good dude, and a great representation of our culture out here on the West Coast when it came to what he stood for. Can't take nothing from him.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.